With the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, what security officials and analysts feared the most appears to be coming true. The rise of terror groups reinvigorated after the Taliban's victory. And in the latest, the Al-Qaeda terror group has congratulated the Taliban and called for liberation of so-called Islamic lands such as Kashmir. Just hours after the Taliban touted full independence for Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda put out a detailed statement and issued what has been one of its long-standing calls: liberation of so-called Islamic lands, referring to regions such as Palestine, the Levant, Somalia, Yemen, and Kashmir. In late August, shortly after taking Kabul, the Taliban had promised the world that Afghanistan would not be used to harbor terror groups. It was one of the conditions of the peace deal signed by the Taliban and the US in February last year. The condition made specific mention of the Al-Qaeda and pressed the Taliban to sever its ties with it. A recent report by the United Nations Security Council Sanctions Monitoring Team has gone on to conclude that there is no evidence that the Taliban has even reduced, let alone severed, its ties with the Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda's statement gloats at the defeat of, and I quote, the American empire of evil. It praises the Almighty for breaking America's back and expelling it, disgraced and humiliated. Later, the statement calls on the Islamic world to support the Taliban-led Afghanistan in every capacity. It ends by justifying jihad, saying that it is the only way that leads to victory and empowerment. While this renewed proclamation by the Al-Qaeda has alarmed South Asia and the world at large, particularly India, the specific mention of Kashmir for India should be a cause of concern. Afghanistan has always been strategically vital for India's national security, and a renewed Al-Qaeda presents a significant threat. For more on this, joining us is our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal. Siddhant, what have you been able to gather through your sources about where India stands at this point when it comes to this statement and how it is viewing this development?
Well, there hasn't been any reaction on record or off record by the Indian government, but I do not think that the Indian government is going to react as well, because a reaction will, in a sense, give a leverage to them. And it is ultimately a fringe element and also a plague which has been causing a lot of trouble for the last 20 years. It has been supporting terrorism in different parts of the world. And of course, India is no different. So there is no surprise when it comes to the statement as well. What is, of course, interesting and surprising is that Al-Qaeda failed to mention the atrocities which are being committed in Xinjiang, which, of course, we know that China has been facing a lot of criticism regarding the human rights violation in Xinjiang. And, of course, Al-Qaeda is silent about it. But also, if we look at the situation right now in Afghanistan, the burden of responsibility is on Taliban to prove that it will not give space to these kind of voices, particularly anti-India elements. We know the conversation that has happened between Taliban and the Indian envoy to Qatar, Deepak Mittal. And one of the key points India raised during that conversation was terrorism, and also when it comes to the territory not being used for anti-India elements. So the onus is on Taliban that despite these comments which are coming from these extremist groups, banned groups, they do not get space, and of course they do not become part of the Taliban policy making.
Right, leaving it there for the moment, Siddhant. Thanks very much for that update. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.